Oh, hello, hello, people. God, rushing in like crazy. Hello, everybody. Um, how's everyone doing? Better hydrate. I'm working on it. I'm working on hydrating. It takes a while for my roots to take in the water. Concept's looking sick. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, but yeah, how's everybody? How's everybody doing? Hey, Stan. Hello, Gus. Good night? No, it's I mean, yes, it's late, but this isn't the normal time I stream. Okay, there you go. I got the chat set up now. Yeah, how's everybody doing? For me, it's night. Well, yes, I'm assuming you're Thai, so it's probably the same time for us. Your name is Thai, or so yeah. It's currently it's uh it's 8:30. Yeah, yeah, same. It's 8:30 here. Wait, that is 8, right? Yeah, yeah, 8:30. It's night over here too. Okay, that's nice. 100 people in 2 minutes. Yeah, we're breaking records. Breaking records. But yeah, I might be a little clunky at the start here. It's gonna take me a little bit of a while to warm up because I once again I've just started going back to the gym, so I am fucking rusty and also just tired. I don't have as much energy because I spent it all. Uh, but yeah, as you can see, what's on the screen right now is the concept we worked on last time. I didn't change anything. Only thing I did was just draw it again and cleaned it up a little bit. It's still a sketch, but a little more cleaned up. But get shredded, man. Yeah. I went earlier than normal, which means I didn't see the same people that I normally see at the gym. Uh, the time that I went today, apparently is the time of the fucking giants, because everybody in the gym was huge, big boys. It was a sight to behold. Fucking like, damn, everybody was fucking yoked. I was over there lifting the weights on the machines, and these fuckers were lifting the machines, kind of shit. They were lifting a whole fucking machine. Huge bastards. Ugh, my nose is running too. Okay, but yeah, what you can see on screen is the concept we worked on last time. I just sketched it again. What we're going to be working on today, as the title may imply, is we're going to continue work on this, but this concept can't really hold. It can't really be there on its own. Uh, what's a muleman? That's exactly what I'm going to explain now. Somebody suggested the name of this person to be a muleman, or a muleman, and I like the name a lot, so that's immediately what we're sticking with. We're calling them mulemen or mulemen. What mulemen are people that carry the stuff for a mage. So a mage has a lot of shit that they need to bring with them. A lot of inputs to take in mana from from the surroundings, and also mana potions, and also the giant staff rifle that this guy needs, which would be a lot more convenient if there was somebody to carry it for you. That's where the mule men come in. The mule men are just men who carry shit. But I was thinking about the concept a little more by myself, and I thought we could have it be a little more interesting than that, as I would think carrying heavy loads in a war is not the best thing, or the most enjoyable thing you'd be willingly doing. So why not make prisoners do it? Uh, Especially, I was thinking that it would be like, okay, when it comes to punishments that the government dishes out to criminals for each of the countries, I was thinking that ROM would be like very straightforward, you know? It's either like, oh yeah, we just kill you. Like death sentence kind of shit. Done. But for Varus, it's more like they always like to like make it humiliating or drag it out or make it like some horrible shit that lasts way too long. So I feel like being a muleman or a muleman is a punishment for a type of criminal. Specifically, what type of criminal I thought it would be for somebody who does illegal shipments of any sort of thing. So if they were to be shipping or selling things without permits or smuggling things, that punishment would be you becoming a muleman. So literally shipping things, but now not by your choice. Design wise, I was thinking obviously, if we're going to employ prisoners into this job, we're going to have to make sure that these prisoners don't try to get out of their situation, because obviously, that would be not good if the prisoners just run away. So the way we do that is we can. Okay, hear me out. Take some time to process this, what I'm gonna say next, before you go like, yo, we should cut off their fingers and stick their hands into little bags so they can't do anything with their hands, and then put a mask over their head that has like some sort of lock on them, so the only people that can feed them are the people that they carry stuff for. And because their hands are in little bags and little stumps, they look like hooves, and that's where the name mulemen comes from. Right? Right? I think that's a great idea. I think that is a wonderful idea, isn't it? Sounds secure to me. I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. But yeah, the issue is we weren't thinking that. Well, I was thinking that. I'm not telling you you were thinking that. I was thinking that. The issue is the word mule. Mules don't exist in this world, or I don't think they do. So hold on, let me search up what mule means. Yeah, it's offspring of a donkey and a horse. That thing doesn't exist. So I don't know how we're gonna, if we can actually call these things mulemen, which means we might need to invent a new meaning for the word mule. So, yeah, mule came from something else, maybe. Maybe mule is generally what they call animals that are used for shipments, or maybe a mule is a person that is employed in the job of shipping things. Like if you own a shipping company or something like that, or are a transporter of goods, you're called a mule. That might be a way to get about it. There are pack mules. Well, yeah, but didn't the word mule come first then? If pack mule is the bird? No, the thing is, I want to keep the name muleman because it's such a good name. Muleman is a really good name. Mule means work or holder. Yeah, maybe. Muleman. What mewing man? He just has a really good jawline. But yeah. Okay, so that's the plan. We're gonna work on this design more, but we're also gonna be developing the look of the muleman. And then the more part of the stream is, let me pull up my sketchbook. The armor that this guy is wearing needs patterns on it. And the pattern that I was thinking of specifically for this guy was a pattern that depicts the god of war. the god of war Varus, which will be some nice like world building within the armor itself. So we're gonna be hopefully trying to touch on drawing the god of war as well. Let me send you, or let me show on the stream. I did a bit of a sketch at a coffee shop today, which I think is going in the right direction, but definitely want to push it further. I was just trying to figure out like the style that I was trying to go for with the illustrations. But yeah, here. This is what I sketched in the coffee shop. It's a little rough. But this sort of line work, where it's like very exaggerated curves and sort of flowy shapes going into each other, I like that a lot. And I was also trying to think of the face as well, which takes inspiration from Yak Tai. It's or Thai giants. He's so silly, yeah. I was thinking it was definitely going to be a god with like 12 arms or something. Like multi-armed sort of god. And multi-headed as well, but I'm still thinking about how to incorporate the heads. The easy answer would be just to arrange them next to each other. The Thai version would be stacking on top of each other on the helmet. But maybe we can figure something else out as well. But yeah, so we're going to explore that as well. And also just like how we're going to stuff that onto a suit of armor. Or like the pattern onto the armor. Funnily, the stupid thing is, you're not gonna see this because he's gonna be having a cloak on most of the time, and even if he doesn't have a cloak on in this situation, he has all these straps and pouches in front of his armor, so you're barely gonna see this. You know, which is just sad, but it'll just be like a separate little panel showing off the armor as well, maybe. But yeah, what should we do first? What do you guys think we should do first? It's up to you, really, because I'm down to doing any part of that first. Do you want me to develop this concept further? Well, that would mean drawing the God of War. Okay, God of War or mulemen? That's the two choices you have. God of War or mulemen. Which one will it be? God, mewing, mulemen, God, mulemen. God of War, boy, mulemen, God of War, mulemen. I see a lot more mulemen than I do God of War. So I think we are going to go with the muleman first, and then perhaps the God of War later. Yep, it has been decided. There you go. So let me make a new tab. Oops, that's not my pen. What? Okay, there you go. So, okay. What we should think about first with the mulemen is what they carry. So, in general, I was thinking they would be carrying inputs, potions, and the focus, which is the kinetic rifle. That would be like the, oh, yeah, and in general for the squad as well, rations and shit like that. But things that show externally would be mainly the inputs, the potions, and the rifle. Besides that, I don't think much will show on the outside. Then we have the You know, the hooved hands and a mask. That's about it. If the emotions that we're trying to invoke with this is, I would say the most prevalent one would be misery. Just these guys are absolutely miserable. Uh, I feel like okay, like hate. I'm picturing like this very sad, pitiful looking thing, but like through the mask in his eyes you can see just this wrath. Like this, like if he had the chance he would fucking he would go crazy. Like kind of like, you know, that fucking drawing of Lucifer, or I don't know, the fallen angel drawing, this fucking one, where it's the guy's head like this, and you can see like the eye, like that kind of fucking look to them, you know? Angry Lucifer, yeah, that one. Make the hooves hot metal. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to keep it hot metal. Lucifer mewing, yeah. Behind the fucking arm is actually just his amazing jawline. This is jawline behind the arm. He was trying to hide his mewing streak. But yeah, okay. So let me just try to like sketch it out very roughly. So I was thinking the mask, right? And then they'd be very hunched. And then their hands would be, you know, stumps. And then just this giant ass pile of shit on their back, like way dwarfing them. Probably they could have like those braces that go like past their head to carry more stuff. Like we're not gonna go that realistically, just to exaggerate the you know how too much it is, because like this kind of thin little gangly guy will not be able to hold up that much, but it'll give emphasis to the point we're trying to make. And then probably just like very raggedy rags. Oh, Amta, thank you for the 25 PLN. Appreciate it. Your previously stream really inspired me to design something for my own RPG world I'm creating as part of my diploma. Thanks a lot. Oh, thank you as well for the money, and I'm glad I inspired you. If you do design it, be sure to like post it in the server and such. If you want me to see it, at me. I'd love to see it. Leg day mule man? Are we saying that his legs should be like really fucking buff? Like how buff? Because like I don't think they get fed that much either. But still, they would start getting stronger. But the thing is, like, when it comes to like long distance things, I don't see them having like big muscles, you know? It's more like efficient muscles. We're not having another Gyat situation in this stream as well. They're gonna be reasonably. Yeah, okay. The mask, by the way, I was thinking could be the mask that looks like a Kabrak, because, well, they're sort of getting used like a Kabrak, so they might have like a metal mask that sort of resembles one. Um, this looks like a capybara. What would it be made out of? I mean, metal makes the most sense. What's a Kabrak? I mean, I have a whole video about it. There's a video about the Kabrak. It's a creature in the world. Okay, how does the... Okay, we should look up references. Let me look up... prisoner masks. Oh, there you go. Yeah, shit like this. Look at that. Like that sort of thing. Or we could go like this. That's a way bigger image than I thought. No, not bondage gear. I mean, no, it's not going to be bondage gear. But I feel like it's inevitably going to sort of look like that, sadly. Is that a GIMP mask? Did I accidentally just find a picture of some GIMP masks? I'm pretty sure those... Are those GIMP masks? Are those some kink things? Iron Mask Prisoner. Yeah. Nothing wrong to me. Doesn't seem like a GIMP mask to me. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, it is. No, no. It isn't. I'm not aware of any actual prisoners wearing masks. Yeah, that's... Why's the mouth open like that? Hold on. Okay, I'm starting to have doubts now that I keep seeing these. I'm like, yeah, but why you gotta have the mouth open like that? Why, why, why is the mask like that? Explain to me. Hmm. This is a torture mask, right? This is for torture, yeah? To, to feed them? Yeah, yeah, feed them. Feed them. Feed them. Feed. This one's even better. This one's great. What about this? It'd be so it'd be so humiliating though to be put into this. You know, instead of making you look miserable, they just make you look goofy as fuck. That might be the way to do it. He's just so jolly. He happy. Yeah, this might be the way to go actually, because like it. What the hell are these masks? Why are their noses always elongated? Because it's cool. Having a long nose is cool. Why is this so aggressive? Know your place. Medieval shame mask. It's the name of the article. I don't know why it starts with know your place, but sure. What? Oh, it didn't load. Well, let me just screenshot it. There. This is the know your place prison shame mask. Oh. Oh my god. Here's the mask. This is the mask we're looking for. Fuck all the other ones. Let's go. Freddy Fazbear. Hor. Oh my god. Why is that a thing? What is that? What is that from? Just a like a stinky, moldy Freddy Fazbear mask. Is this what we were going for? Freddy Fazbear? Okay, but how can we make it so they can't feed themselves and can only be fed by other people? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Hold on. I can don't know how I came up with that so quickly, but you could literally just make it so there's a long tube in front of the mouth so they can't reach it with their own hands. I mean, their hands are stumps, but even if, just make it long. So just make it like just enough so the hands don't reach it. Hell, kinky. No, listen, this is a punishment. God damn it. Okay, can the hands reach that? God, I mean, you can reach pretty far in front of your face. How the hell am I gonna... Human centipede? No, not human centipede. Punishment, alright. Punishment? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? This is horrible. This is supposed to be horrible. This is a horrible fate to have happened to you. Just a big pipe. Is that, I mean, I was thinking some sort of lock, but it just seems tedious to have like an actual like lock and key on the end of it or something. Noot noot. That's a mega. Oh, true. You wouldn't want to make them louder. Maybe we do just want a lock and key kind of thing. Because I don't want to... So, what I don't want to do is strap their arms to them. Like, to their sides or anything. Because if they fall over and stuff, they'll just be falling on their face. So, like, they do have to have their arms available to them, but just not be able to feed themselves. Curve it up a bit? Good point. Good point. Bend the pipe up. Okay, hold on. Let me draw a head. And then we draw the masks on the head. Okay, there. Eyes, and then the nose. Why did I draw him looking down? Be confident. Thank you. Okay, what? If it rains, the mule basically drowns? I mean, it'd be a good source of water for them. I don't think they would drown with, like, that small of a... Like, how much do you think it rains? And also, you can just look down. If it's filling up with water, just look down, and then it pours out. Make it more curvy. This. The forbidden macaroni kind of. But yeah, so okay, we need... So if we put a tube in their mouth, not in their mouth, like next to their mouth, then it has to go up like that. Okay, listen. When I first thought of the concept, I was thinking of it looking a lot better in my head than what's going on screen right now. But trust me, something's gonna come out of this, okay? Something will come out of this. I mean, I can't... Okay, the issue that I have is I'm hearing what sound they make in my head. And it's not a good sound. Because anytime they want, they could just, like, have you screamed into a fucking toilet roll before? Like, just put a toilet roll, like an empty one, obviously. Why would you put a full one? An empty one up to your mouth and just go, ooh, like that? Like, they can just do that. Or newt newt, yeah. It just... No? What the fuck? No, everybody's done that. Everybody's gone, put a toilet roll or anything cylinder shaped, or maybe like cone shape if you roll a piece of paper up into a cone, ooh, like that. Didgeridoo of pain? No, not a didgeridoo. A didgeridoo is like wow, wow. I mean, ooh, just ooh. To me, that makes sense. I'm losing it. I mean, another way could be to splay it out like a trumpet. Then they couldn't reach it. Like that. But that just looks even worse. Because then you can't see their fucking face. And they can't see anything either. Okay, what if we do like a yeah dog collar like this? Don't scratch yourself kind of deal. That might be a way to go about it. Cone of shame, yeah. Now it's definitely kinky. What do you mean? What kind of horrid corners of the internet are you guys from? What do you mean this is kinky? It's a fucking cone of shame. Oh, it could still eat off the floor, right? Yeah, true. It could still eat off the floor. Hmm. This chat, yeah, I don't like at first when I suggested this, I was like, or when I thought of it, I was like, yeah, everybody's gonna be like, oh, this is horrible, like, yeah, this is a really good punishment or something like that, like this is grim dark setting kind of shit, But now everybody's just saying, oh, it's kind of kinky. What's wrong with you people? What the fuck? Kinky? God damn it. Listen, if I like make it a metal texture and like rust it up and dirty it up a bunch, it'll stop looking kinky, okay? It'll definitely stop looking kinky. No, I can't send this into the stream, can I? I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think I can send this. No, no, I can't send this one. Do it. No, no, I'll just tell you, but I won't actually send it because I don't know if YouTube's all right with that sort of thing. I was gonna send an image as a reference picture. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, actually, I just thought of an idea. This would be a really good reference, and then I was gonna send in a picture of, if any of you watch Wang on YouTube, he made a video talking about this. But there's this guy who had like a whole thing where he was like, I pay to enter your septic tank for an hour at a time, $150, and it's just a dude in a gimp mask inside of a tank of shit. I don't think I can send that. YouTube isn't okay with most things. Yeah. No, no. I don't think it's okay with that. It's the shit tank guy. What the hell? Oh, now you're like, what the hell? What? No! Well, this is wrong. You can't talk about this. Meanwhile, I'm drawing fucking torture mask, and everybody's like, yeah, I'd wear that shit. Like, what? Please don't send that. Yeah, yeah, I won't. I just told you about it, but I'm not gonna send it. I don't think people wanna. YouTube would not like that. Are we gonna really give it a doot doot trumpet? How do we make it look like a mule as well? Hold on. Let me. I forgot what my Kabrak looks like. The loathsome dung eater. Oh yeah, let me look up what the Kabrak looks like. Because that's what we're gonna base the mask off of. Or sort of base the mask off of. I gotta reference my own fucking videos. I don't remember what it looks like. Okay, right. It's thing with horns. Okay. Could you move to the side a little bit, Lucifer? Appreciate it. I'm gonna put you over here. There you go. Good morning. Donkey Mask from Lies of P. Donkey Mask from Lies of P. Let me look that up. Oh, yeah. That is just a donkey head, I think. Wait, yeah, I feel like we've been thinking about this too narrowly. Sorry, guys. I am a so-called concept artist, and I don't think beyond metal masks. You know what this makes me think of? We could literally just make it like a taxidermied kind of head situation where it's like they actually skinned an animal and used the skin to make a mask, but have like a really shitty metal frame on the inside, so it's like all shaped weird, but it still has, you know. So I don't know if they would skin Cabrax because they respect those creatures. So I doubt they would use that. Leather masks. Oh, god damn it. No, leather masks with metal frames, all right? Now that's furry. God, you let me have one concept. One. Let me have one of them where somebody doesn't go, that's kinky, or, oh, furry, or anything that's like in that sense. Why are you spamming shrimp? What's this? Why are you guys spamming shrimp? Did I miss something? Mouth spikes. True, mouth spikes could be a thing, but the thing is, I don't want to give them anything sharp because I'm trying to have them have no way of attacking people around them. So if they had spikes coming out of their face, they could use that to stab other people. So, I don't know. Unless we have, I mean, I guess you could have the spikes going inwards. Like this. I don't understand you guys. Why are you spamming shrimp? Spikes in the mouth? Well, that's just terrible. We don't want to be cruel, right? We they don't deserve that. They don't deserve spikes in their mouth. That's terrible. Cuz like I don't want anything that would cause like open cuts and sores cuz again, they're like you even though there are prisoners and deserve this, well, in the eyes of Varus, they deserve this punishment. But I don't want them to like get an infection and die because they're hauling all the materials that the squad and the mage needs. So they sort of need to stay alive for a little while, and getting an infection in the mouth will definitely not help with that. Make the spikes not spiky. Well then, what's the point? The mask latches on with hooks. Oh yeah, like the cube people. The fuck are the Pinhead? What's Pinhead from? This dude. Hold on. What's this guy from? I forgot what the fuck. I forgot what he looks like. Hellraiser. Yes, Hellraiser. There you go. Yeah, this is the Hellraiser. It's Pinhead or whatever the fuck his name is. Looks more. I just drew fucking Caillou. I just drew Caillou as Pinhead. Does Caillou have a nose? I forgot. It's close enough. Was that pun intended? What pun? Pinhead's kinky, FYI. Well, we're not gonna. Just leave me be. Let me draw in peace. Okay, so okay, we either can have like a mask that's a metal frame. Let's not think about the eating mechanism too much yet. Let's just try to get like some ideas out. So I was either thinking of a mask that's like really crudely, well, not welded together, I guess bolted together. That would be like this. But, well, yeah, so you can see the head through here, right? It's not solid. There's gaps. That could be one way to do it. What's the lore so far for this guy? Basically, mulemen are prisoners that got forced to carry things for soldiers, specifically mages. So they're put in these devices that prevent them from harming themselves or other people and getting fed by themselves. So they can't feed themselves, so that they have to rely upon the squad to survive, which means, you know, they're sort of stuck with them. Because otherwise they just run away or try to kill one of them or something like that. So you want to, like, basically neutralize them. Well, yeah. I was thinking that the hands would be in like sleeves or bags or hooves kind of things. But the thing is, they could still eat if, for example, if they had two hooves, they could pick it up with both of the hooves and then put it in their mouth or like sort of drop it in their mouth. So even if they didn't have their hands, they could still pick things up. Which means I don't want that. You know, I don't want them to be able to pick things up. What if they had a clamp on their mouth? I was thinking that too, that they just have like a lock and key on their mouth. But then it seems kind of annoying for the soldiers as well, that they have to like keep a key that is specifically to unlock their mouth. So I was thinking more like it would be intentionally a part of the design that just makes them not be able to feed themselves, so it doesn't require a key. You know, but we're sort of I'm still sort of thinking about how that would work, because as soon as I stick a long tube in front of their face so they can't reach the opening of the tube, it looks like Pingu or, you know, all of those other things. Could be the same key for all of them. But yeah, but then they would still be motivated to try and kill the people that have the key, or maybe steal the key. Because if they steal the key, then they could, well, they don't have hands. They could, you could, if you had enough determination, you could definitely like try to like pick up the key with your hooves and like sort of put it in the lock somehow and then twist it. You could definitely still do that. I think it'd be a nightmare, but you could definitely still do that. Maybe lock the hands. I don't want to lock the hands because if they fall over, they do still need to be able to catch themselves, because it would be not good if your mule keeps falling on their face and not being able to get up. So they do still need the use of their hands, just not being able to feed themselves. Uh, don't they have anything to live for? Um, I don't know. It's up to them, I guess. They gotta figure that out. You literally put brass knuckles on their hands. True. But uh, I don't know. The concept isn't airtight yet. Okay, suggestion. What about a music box behind the mask that constantly plays a tune to mentally break them? What kind of tune would you suggest to mentally break them? Would it be like a? It could be the music tune from Lethal Company, like the shit that comes down with supply drops. That music. But yeah, making too much noise might not be good. And also, like, I feel like everybody else around them would still be able to hear it. Never gonna give you up. Slurp core? Oh no, not slurp core. We built this city. Oh, Baby Shark. Yeah, Baby Shark would. I don't even think I'd need to like hear it for that long. Baby Shark would kill me in like 10 minutes. I think I'd last 10 minutes and then just die. Why is Freddy Fazbear in your references? Because that's an essential reference to the concept. What do you think? That's what I based my whole world upon. This is the most important concept of the world, and of course that means we need to use Freddy Fazbear as a reference. My school was playing Baby Shark in the cafeteria. Did a riot break out? What did they do to stop it? Did you guys like try to break into the broadcasting room or something? Make them four-legged? Hmm. Might be able to make them four-legged. I mean, if we make it so their stuff is just too heavy to carry with just your back legs, then they would need to do like a weird crawl. Maybe. Like that. I'm not that crazy about the design yet. Like, I feel like we're missing something. Or like I'm missing some reference that I might be able to take from that will actually make this design work. Because, like, just the visuals of a bound up guy or, like, with some sort of, like, metal mask, that doesn't interest me that much. Maybe we do want to go with, like, a goofy mask. Hold on, let me try doing goofy. Stupid. Non-sharp horns. Looks like a Tengu mask. Anything with a long nose would make it look like a Tengu mask. You could say it looks like Pinocchio, too. Or like any witch. Like, of course, that's what a long nose reminds people of. Big tube. And it really looks like a... Looks like me? What do you mean? What do you mean this looks like you? Stilt Spirit, yeah, I know exactly what that is. I know. That's what it reminded me of, too. That's why I don't want to, like, really use it. It reminds me of that thing from Mad Max, and then also that thing being used, way overused, as a Halloween costume. And then every Halloween, a video comes out about somebody who wears that costume with the front stilts and with the mask on the top of their head while they're looking down, right? And then the video's like, whoa, scariest, best costume ever. And it's the same every year. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Slasher. Appreciate it. What crime would grant someone such a punishment? I was thinking smuggling. Looks like an Overwatch 2 player. Just thinking. Actually, we don't need it to be that long. If we just make the hole small. Because if the hole is small, listen, if the hole's small, then they can't put food in it or just drop food in it. They have to push it in, but they can't hold anything to push it in because they have the hooves. So because but that means no, we can't. Because that means if you wanted to be able to feed one of these guys, you would need a ramrod. So you would need like a fucking like loading a musket. You'd put food into the hole and then stick the ramrod in and tamp it into their fucking face hole, which is just awful. Why not have a lockable hatch? Again, I don't want there to be a key because keys are tedious. Soldiers using a funnel to feed it? Sure, you could just do liquid food, I guess. Aren't they able... already unable to lean back. I mean, if they take their bag off, then they could lean back. They could fall over backwards. Use a latch instead of a key, I guess. Hold on. This, uh, it's a mask. Please, it's a mask. What kind of latch? Fucking. But yeah, the thing is, okay, I want the mask to have like some sort of additional visual besides just being a metal mask. Like being looking like some sort of animal. But the problem is, we can't have them look like mules because mules don't exist. So mules isn't a visual we can do. Horses either, or donkeys. I mean, I bet those animals exist somewhere else, but like here they use the racks and shit. Make a mule-like creature. Why do you call them mulemen? Well, I like the name mulemen. That's why we call them mulemen. Um, the excuse we came up with was that just the job title of being somebody who manages shipments or like ships things from one place to other would be a mule. So you would be called a mule. So the word mule still exists. It just has a different meaning. How 40k do we really want this punishment? What do you mean 40k? Did 40k invent weird fucked up punishments? Did we not have weird fucked up punishments before 40k? The death sentence was invented by 40k. Well, yeah, I'm not at. Dude, I know 40k, like Warhammer. I wasn't asking what is 40k. I was asking, like, what do you mean 40k style punishment? How cruel? This cruel. Just that. What I'm working on right now. That's how cruel it is. You can't feed yourself, you don't have hands, and you're forced to uh, follow a fucking group of soldiers so they can feed you and shit. That's how cruel. Yeah. 40k made it 10 times worse. Good for them, I guess. What? Cool. Human cruelty was invented by 40k. Clearly. Yes, hello, Red Finch, by the way. Yeah. Apparently, 40k invented cruelty. I'm really stuck on this, actually. I thought it would be easier to come up with ideas for the mask, but for some reason, it's just. Well, let's go with, like, normal freaky mask first. The ones with the bolts in the eyes, which obviously doesn't make sense, because why would they want to bolt their eyes out if we're trying to use them to carry stuff? But just as a start, so I have something to draw. Kabrak mask. Well, I was thinking about a Kabrak mask, but the thing is, they respect those animals. That's the issue. The culture surrounding Kabraks is that they respect them. So it'd be sort of wrong to, you know, punish a criminal by making them look like a Kabrak, because Kabrak are respected animals. Thank you for the $2.49. Uh, Ager. Ager? What about a tube that wraps around the mask? Wraps around to the back? I mean, it'd be hard to... Hmm. True. Could just... some shit like this and then just feed them liquid food. Because then they can't... They really can't put anything in there themselves. Because they wouldn't be able to pick up any liquids. Yeah, actually, that makes sense. Let's have it be a tube that sort of curves around a bit. The inside of the tube would get moldy and shit. True. Kinky snorkel. Don't stop adding the word kinky in front of everything. Really stuck with this. No, I'm not gonna look at Slipknot masks. I know what they look like. That's not what I'm trying to go for. It really isn't. I think we're gonna have to move to the God of War. This is a fruitless waste of time. If I keep just getting stuck on it, I'll definitely have to think about it more some other time. Yeah. Sorry. That was quite a waste of time. But yeah, happens sometimes. You just can't come up with the right shit, and I don't think it's the right time for that yet. I just don't think it's right yet. So yeah, let's do God of War instead. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water, and then we try to continue. Okay, I'm back. Fellow human, I'd appreciate if you stopped spamming, because it's just you who's spamming shrimp. If you do it again, I'll, like, what is that? Block, or, no, not block, like, deafen. Yeah, so just avoid that. Thank you. It just adds more noise to the chat and makes it harder for me to read, which means I miss messages that actually, you know, have substance. That's not nice. Yep. Thank you. Okay. God of War. Let's see. So from what I sketched up, I was thinking about taking inspiration from Thai art and some Japanese art. So let's look at some references for that first. This kind of stuff. I love this kind of art. So we'll definitely try to take inspiration from this. Why is there no good art? Hold on. I think I gotta type in Thai. Give me a second. Typing in Thai takes me like ages because I didn't learn how to type on the keyboard in Thai. And there's 44-ish letters. And then also additional salat, which just crowd up the keyboard. Every key has 2 letters on it, including the number keys, so it's hard as fuck to find any of them. There you go. Have a good stream. Thank you. But yeah, I hope the stream is going to improve. I every time like a concept doesn't work out for me, it just fucking it messes with my head. But I'm trying to move past it and just go to the next thing cuz it just happens. Okay, this stuff is really good. Like the poses and stuff. Okay. Tosakan is, or this guy's Tosakan, which is like the most powerful yak. He has 10 arms and 10 heads. This. Do dwarves use the fingers or do they have their own money? Ram isn't even in contact with the dwarves. The dwarves only do trade with Varus, and I haven't even thought about the Varus currency yet. But Ram or Varus and the dwarves would probably be trading in goods rather than money, because there are things that Varus has that dwarves really like, especially spices and such. Okay, and then I wanted to take inspiration from Japanese style, uh, by the sense of like how they sort of draw muscles very exaggerated, or like just parts of the body like this, where they have like the strange flow, bubbly lumpiness to them, which I very much like as well. So hopefully we can get some inspiration from that. Hanuman. Um, I mean Hanuman is the that's the is that the monkey guy? Yeah, that is the monkey guy. I mean, I'm trying to go for a yak style thing, so Hanuman would not be a good reference for that. Is the god of war going to be skinless? What? I don't know actually. I haven't thought about the lore of the god of war. It would be horrifying if he was skinless. Wait, actually, I remember having a story way long ago about the god of war. Like that was ages ago. Um. Oh shit, yeah. There was this really old story that I had about the God of War, with like a whole uh base of believers or practitioners of a religion based around it, where they would like fight martial arts style in like a clay or sand ring. Uh, like not really mixed martial arts, mostly more to the realm of wrestling, like Indian mud wrestling kind of thing going on. And their whole religion is based upon the origin story of the god of war, which was written by some, like most stories are about gods, some random dude, and then it just got picked up and like there's a bunch of different canons of what happens uh with like how gods are born, who's whose uncle or brother or sister. It's always like really confusing. So it's one of the origin stories of the God of War. And the origin story was that the God of War, after getting born, basically like right from the get-go started slaughtering shit, especially slaughtering other gods, in a way of equipping himself, if that made sense. So the whole story was just based on the God of War slaughtering other gods to make equipment for himself. So what he did first was he went to the god of the sun and decapitated him, and then turned the head of the god of sun into a flail. So that was his weapon of choice. Then he went to like a giant boar that was supposed to be the moon, I think, or I don't remember what the giant boar was, but he went to like a giant boar and basically skinned it. No, fuck. Sorry, I'm mixing things up. He went to the god of the earth. So basically the god that made up the earth, which in that version I think was like a giant worm, or like a giant, the same way Ymir got killed and turned into the earth. In the old story it was like that too, where Ymir, or like a big giant, was the god of the earth who made up the earth. So he went to the earth and fucking skinned him. So just flayed him, and then went to the god of the forge and forced the god of the forge to forge the skin of the giant into a suit of armor for himself. And then he went to, yeah, then it was the giant boar, and he fought the giant boar, like wrestled it, and broke one of its horns off, and turned that into his war horn and also a drinking horn. And then the final thing that he did was the the kick in the nuts for his rise up to become the god of war, is he went to the god of peace, uh, and cut off one of his hands, and turned it into a sling. You know those slings that uh soldiers used to have, that's just like a pouch of leather with two straps attached where you can put stones in it, and then just sort of sling it and chuck it, which is just I think that part's my favorite because the idea of taking the hand of a god that is supposed to not harm anybody and be the embodiment of peace, and then turning it into a weapon to throw rocks at people is fun. But yeah, so the reason there was like this whole story, or what happened with this whole story, is basically these group of people found this story and then based their religion upon it. And so they did wrestling tournaments, right, where they would fight each other in a church. So their church was belief was all about fighting and war. So they would like fight each other and wrestle each other in this like sort of Colosseum-esque ring that had an open roof. So there would be, the sun would shine overhead when it's midday. Uh, and the idea, or what their belief was that the sun in the sky is not the god of sun, because the war god killed the god of the sun. So the sun in the sky is actually just the god of war hovering his flaming decapitated head of the sun god on a flail around the earth to light it up, because he's looking for a fight to watch. So the god of war is just holding up a decapitated head looking for a fight, and they believe that if they had a fight that was badass enough, the sun would stop in place and watch them fight. So every time it was midday, they would have the hardest fucking fights, and they'd go the hardest at fighting each other because they were doing it in hopes that the sun would stop. Which is, I would say it's some of my favorite shit that I want to sort of somehow reincorporate into the world. Maybe. Um, it's also what is written on, or it was going to be written on the ROM tank as well. The ROM walking tank I had? The whole design of the tank was inspired by the story of the God of War, because it had decapitated statues all around it that decorated it, and it was going to have a saying in front of it, which was basically just a saying from the book that the God of War said, where the God of War just said, "Put their heads upon my flail," which is basically just riling up his his soldiers to fight for him and decapitate them to put it on his flail. But yeah, so maybe we can use that story somehow and still make it uh do people die? I mean, I do expect people to. I don't know how extreme the tournaments would be. I think they would go pretty hard. But this is the most fun part. There was going to be an initiation tournament, or like a passing on to the next rank tournament, where it's basically like their version of black belt, where the highest rank you can get. But to get the highest rank, you are going to have to go through a ceremony, and the ceremony was going to basically play out the story of the God of War. So you yourself would be portraying the character of the God of War, and you would be fighting other people in the church who will be portraying the other characters within the story of the birth of the God of War. And basically anybody else in the church could choose to be one of the characters. So if while you're at the church and fighting other people and practicing to get stronger and stuff like that, you have other people that have grudges growing against you, or have something against you and shit like that, they can volunteer in your like ceremony to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna be betraying the god of the sun, I'm gonna be betraying the bull, I'll be the god of the earth and shit like that. So you'd basically be going through a tournament by yourself, fighting one after the other, and you'll basically have to either take them down fully. So this is where it's like, obviously if you had to fight like six fucking contestants all at once, or like one after the other, it's going to be pretty impossible to do it. So the way they made it a little more reasonable is either you had to knock them out, tap them, or make them tap, or perform the same action as in the story. So the first guy you would come up with, they would have this sort of ceremonial fighting garb, and they would have a mask on, which is the mask that's the head of the sun god, right? Because the first god that uh, the god of war killed was the sun god. So you could either make him tap, knock him out, or manage to take his mask off. So if you manage to take his mask off, you also win that round. Then the next guy is going to be the god of the earth, and he will have this sort of suit on, which is supposed to represent, the skin of the god of the earth that he flayed off of him to turn into his armor. So again, you can either make him tap, knock him out, or try to take the skin off of him. And that goes for each of the other ones. The giant boar will have a horn mask that has horns that you can try to rip off and shit like that. So that sort of stuff. Which I thought was just a really fun idea. And also their gloves, like the gloves they use for fighting, I was thinking were going to be inspired by MMA gloves. So they would be sort of open hand, so your fingers can come through, and they would just be like light padding on the knuckles. But the just brutal, unnecessary part of it was going to be that the gloves are made out of flayed hands. I don't know where they got the hands from. That's the part that I sort of didn't think about. But they were going to be made out of like actual human skin that just, got treated like leather, and turned into gloves, to honor the story of the god of war, where he turned skin into armor. The moon is the boar, isn't it? I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was like a really long time ago, this story, so I'm I don't remember all the details. I mean, we can always rewrite shit about it. But I mean, it is still really tempting to try and use that. So I guess if we want to illustrate the God of War, we can take inspiration from that. Though the idea that I had was also the God of War would have been like in one of the versions of the story. The God of War was responsible for impaling Yorm, the god of magic, into the earth. Because there's 12 spears, I was thinking the God of War had 12 hands, or like 12 arms with like spears. So he would be illustrated with multiple arms, each holding like a giant pillar, pretty much. But obviously that would mean the flail part of the story goes away. Unless, I mean, he could just have a flail still, but then just in that specific instance of his story, he also has the spears to impale the god of magic. Muay hand ropes. Yeah, that could be cool. Muay I've never heard I've never seen somebody write that in English, because Muay just means ancient boxing. Or, yeah, just ancient boxing. Boran is ancient. But yeah, you could do the hand rope thing going on, like fucking Ongbak. If anybody knows Ongbak, by the way, you're awesome. Love that movie. Ongbak's great. So yeah, God of War has flayed skin, but not his skin is flayed. He has the skin of another god on him. So it has Ong Bak was pretty good. Yeah, it's just so fucking silly. It's such a silly, great movie. Ong Bak and chocolate. Yeah. Flayed armor. Then he has the hand flail. Not hand flail, hand sling. Thank you for the €5, PZ. Some flails have a pointy end. To the other end of the stick. Also, again, I have a petition for colorful feathers. Oh, right. We completely forgot about the colorful feather thing, right? Well, the thing is, with how the design currently looks, I don't think the feathers are gonna fit. Maybe with some future design, but I don't think it's gonna be working with the current design of the mages, or specifically acceleration mage. Have you watched Dungeon Meshi? I've not watched Dungeon Meshi, but I have read all of the manga, and I very much enjoyed it. Very, very much enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch it anytime soon. Maybe. Could the war god have his arms webbed together with chains? Huh. Why? Because I think like that would be a cool visual. I just would need a reason for why you would do that. Okay, Warhorn. And the flail. Multiple arms, then they... some of them could be talons and claws. True, true. War. I don't know why I wrote God of Wax. I think my brain just short fused there. It's supposed to be God of War. The chains could be to stop him from killing other gods. Yeah, true. Oops. I don't know why I just didn't delete it. I just made it tiny. I'm not thinking about the pose right now. I'm just trying to figure out if I can do like that sort of exaggerated flow that I was thinking about. Why is he striking a pose like that? He's doing a fucking... What is this pose? Flexing pose. True. Um. Oh, sorry for missing the. Thank you for the $5. Uh, non dormient. Maybe a mistranslation through time made him a god of wax. True. That would be funny. Um. Also, it would make maybe the an interesting like ritual for the worshippers of God of War, where they believe like the outer skin, like that he got turned into armor, is also made out of wax for some reason. But yeah, this is some Icarus shit right here, or not Icarus, but I mean Atlas type pose. He's holding up some a fucking planet or something. But yeah, this is the kind of exaggerated like poses I want for um illustrations of the gods, because I just like these kinds of poses. Like you can see them. Obviously, this isn't the pose that exists here, but like poses in Thai art are very like exaggerated as well, if not silly like this. I don't think these are as silly, but still, maybe this is a pose of him like uh throwing a uh what is that, the sling. Could be a pose of him shooting the sling. Well, let me make him his face look sideways. Obviously, he only has two hands in this image, but we'll play around with it. Here you go. Thank you for the $5 I think those are uh, Australian dollars. I don't know. Um, Bill Bill Bz. Thank you. Would this be a religion dedicated on or how the God of War actually looks? Uh, there is no confirmed like actual gods in the world. All gods are through depictions of what people drew them. Oh, hello, Ong. Yep. All gods are just depictions of how people illustrate them. There's no actual images of gods. You know, same as in the real world. But yeah, I really like these proportions actually, or like how over exaggerated everything is. Like or how everything flows. So we'll definitely try to use this sort of style. And it would also be like a lot easier to tell from afar. If I made it realistically, it's gonna be really hard to like see it on armor and stuff. Suggestion: get the flail chain be what ties his arms together as an analog of war's restriction effect on society. Restrictive effects on society? Jesus Christ. I think that's looking too deep into it. And also it would give God of War vibes. Like literally the God of Kratos, you know? Chains around the arms. Might not want to do that. Well, hold on. Let me see. Let me draw him with more arms first. Also, his head should be smaller. His head's too big. I do like the illustrations in Tai where the arms sort of like are very much behind each other and only separate at the elbow sort of. So I'm gonna take that as inspiration. Yeah, I do like that, I think. Bouquet of arms is a good way to say it. And his skin's made of skin. Yeah, I haven't really illustrated any of the points that I wrote down. We got the hand sling. We don't have the war horn or the flayed skin armor. Though having armor of wax might be interesting. Though how do we illustrate that he has that this is not his skin? Just put a sleeve, like put armholes and a hole through the head like it's a fucking t-shirt. There you go, done. It's one of those muscle t-shirts that just has like printed abs on it. Corpse wax. Well, yeah, corpse wax is a thing. Thank you for the €5. Professor Lackatax. Sorry if it's off topic, but have you ever considered to make a Monster Garden TTRPG? I'd love to play it. A lot of people have come, a lot, a, a lot of people have come to me and suggested that I make a TTRPG and also have offered me help in making a TTRPG. I don't think it's the right time yet. Fucking stupid. I don't think it's the right time yet. I would be interested in doing it, but not yet. Thank you for the 5p, Len. Roof seated. Have him wear the skin like a cape. It doesn't have to be wearing it fully. It's a representation of the story. True, true. Well, if you show him with the flail, he would. How would you approach it? Is as it's a god, so is the sun god dead, and his head and flesh are gone, leaving a gleaming skull. Well, it would just be a decapitated sun on a stick. I mean, the thing is, like, stories of gods and stuff like that, even in religion, is, like, all over the place. Like, the continuity is all over the place. Shit can happen to different gods, and they are still technically there. Like, either it's told that they get replaced by another being to serve the same role, or maybe it's just one of the stories, you know? So it sort of depends, and I think like you can both have a sun god and then also have the story of the god of war decapitating the sun and turning it into a flail. It just happens. You know, shit happens. Yeah, I don't like the head. The head's the part I've struggled with the most, really. Do we want to just decapitate him as well? Like he decapitated himself? There you go, done. God of War is headless. Just a torso. Replace the head with what? You mean fucking or I forgot if it had a nose or not. With that? You mean with that? I'm just fucking around with shapes at the moment, so just looking for things. Looking for a flow in the design somehow. And also the multiple head thing, which actually, now that I think about it, we might not want the God of War to have multiple heads. We might just want multiple arms. Because, I don't know, the visual of multiple heads doesn't really make sense for him, except for his weapon having multiple heads, which still keeps that look, but, you know, just moves the heads to his flail instead. Yeah, okay. And the blade skin. Oh shit, you know what? Actually, a good way to do it might be, yes, have it be his costume, but also, you see on tie drawings, they have these, like, sort of flowing pieces of cloth that come out from the crotch and, like, flow to the sides. Just have those be fucking arms. Like, just go like this, and then just have, like, floppy hands at the end of them. That could be a way to indicate it. Goes hard. Oh, actually, we can have it be snake heads. No, you know why? Because the story's skin is from way back when the god of the earth was humanoid, but nowadays, like, now in the current story, the god of the earth is pretty much the god of the forge, which is a giant snake with, like, multiple heads. So we could say that he, you know, played the god of the forge, and that's why he could also force the god of the forge to make it into armor, I guess. So we could have it be snakes instead. Modernized my god of war right before my eyes. Maybe multiple heads could make sense when he is responsible for multiple aspects of war. Thinking like Ares, Athena in one entity. True. Snakes to match the scale motif, yeah. So like having scales here on the pants. But then also, like, we could have that flowing pattern play into literal armor for him, which might be cool. But I do like him not, like, showing skin, if that makes sense. Like, the musculature is the cool part. So I'm thinking about how we'd be able to get best of both worlds. Still have him have his titties out, but also have armor on. What are we drawing? We're drawing the god of war at the moment. Again, the head is a bit too big, I think. Like, drawing the head's too big. Roman chess piece, true. I mean, I could just give him a scale texture, but the thing is, if I give him a scale texture over the muscles, it's going to be way too noisy. And it's going to be hard to tell either one of them. It's going to be hard to tell it's snakeskin, and it's going to be hard to tell it's muscles. So we're basically losing both. Representing aspects of war. Yeah, true. This is just me thinking, by the way. Well, we might be able to give him like a weird sort of clothing. That has scales on it. Like just having armor here. Like a fucking... It's a bunny costume again. Fuck. Damn it. Why can't I escape the bunny costume? Every time. With the mage as well, and now we have fucking... It would have been worse if I did like this with the fucking... pocket for each boob. Oh, keep it. No. I feel like just having like the armor end here might be good. Like classic sort of barbarian armor where they sort of just stops at the middle. Like this. Big shoulder plates. Oh, I don't think shoulder plates, because like the arms are really good. I don't know how shoulder plates would... One hand can just carry a shield, true. I mean, would the God of War really hold a shield? Fair enough, yeah, he would. Your style really reminds me of a YouTuber called Monster Garden. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I really like that guy. He's very cool and nice. So he's multi-classing? Yeah, pretty much. I guess you could literally just have him have all the weapons. And then his flail with the multiple heads or something. Including the head of the sun. crossbow. A bow might make sense. Like this. We can have the... We can totally do the Thai style excuse of drawing a bow, which I really like, is just have the bow, not the string or the arrow. Like here, look. I don't even know if it is a bow, but it reads as a bow to me always. This thing. See? It's just a bow. And not the string, nor arrows. Which I think is fine enough. Like, it reads without cluttering the image. You don't have to do, like, this and then the arrow and basically block out the whole image. You could just do that and be like, oh yeah, that's a bow. Just leave everything else out. You know, the part that actually makes it work. To make it less busy, yeah. Give him a Glock. Hello, Valley Boar. No, we're not gonna give him a Glock. But yeah, multiple heads might be the way to go. And one of the ideas was to go with the Thai way of doing it. But I'm still not sure if I do want it that way, which is just having the multiple heads be on top of the first one, like this. So have them run along the helmet. Stacked heads are cool. Yeah, I think so too. But I'm sort of forgetting the whole idea of this is supposed to be on a suit of armor. Like this is I'm designing the God of War for the sake of um for the sake of slapping it onto a suit of armor that a mage is wearing that will barely be seen anyway. And how the fuck are we gonna fit this guy onto that suit of armor? This is gonna be way too much. I mean, obviously we can do interpretations of the God of War. We don't have to do his whole body with all of his arms and the weapons, because that won't fit, obviously, but still. How does this fit onto a suit of armor? Just like that? Just slap it on like a PNG? Or like a shirt, badly printed shirt? Give it more ambiguity. How many heads? It depends. Which weapons? That depends. Well, yeah, the whole world is based upon ambiguity. I always do that. Like, the whole story of the God of War is ambiguous as well, because the sun still exists, so what the hell is the story even about? Is it just a guy who wrote it? Is that the actual story that is believed? And does that mean that the sun that we see in the sky is actually just the God of War, holding up his flail? You know, I like ambiguity in stories, or stories having multiple things that are technically all correct, because it's a pantheon. And shit happens when multiple people write shit about gods all at once. You get things that don't add up. how are we? I'm doing sort of okay, but because the concepts I'm working on are not doing well, I am not doing well either. You've been playing Dragon Dogma 2? No. No, I have not been playing that game. I've only heard bad things about it, so I'm not really interested, and also just not my type of game. Uh, I think I'm gonna have to end the stream early, because I'm just stuck, man. I can't continue. it's, it's like that some days where you just, yeah, just nothing's moving. I might just need to draw it in my sketchbook instead to get the ideas out that way first, because often I feel a lot more, or it feels a lot more easy to draw in my sketchbook compared to on a screen. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed the stream, even though my overwhelming negativity. I hope it didn't drag. I hope I didn't drag you down with me into the fucking depths of depression, of artist sag. I can't draw. But yeah, I hope your own drawing endeavors, and actually any sort of endeavors you're endeavoring upon, go better than mine. But yeah, take care. I'm gonna go think about this shit by myself. Or maybe just take a little bit of a break first and then start drawing again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream.